Do you truly know the importance of why and how to budget? Hey, Jason here. If you've been watching the channel or new to the channel, I am now 10 years in the game as an expat slash nomad. I'm on my fourth country, third continent, here in Lusaka, Zambia, the southern region of Africa. And what I've started doing is sharing with you what I've learned along this 10-year journey to become a successful expat. But most importantly, sharing with you, in case you're already an expat or thinking about becoming one, why you should be looking in Lusaka, Zambia, because of all the opportunities that exist here. So today I want to talk about budgeting. I actually just finished doing my budget for next month. And then what I did, and I just went ahead and projected for the rest of the year because I know exactly around how much that I want to be spending in excess in discretionary money. And after this trip to South Africa, I don't think I'm gonna go anywhere else for the rest of this year because I'm really still focused on building. And when I was looking at the budget, I was like, man, this is some really interesting information. Uh, you get surprised about how much money you may actually make or how much you may actually not make. And then when you project it out, you see how, man, you have a lot of money at your disposal that you could actually be using to benefit you in the long run. And so that's what made me wanted to do this video. And then on top of that, I saw a video yesterday that I was watching on finances of a woman. She was angry. And this was in the United States. She was very angry. And she was talking about how, and it's not funny, but I'm laughing because I understand what she's going through. And if you're not financially literate, you can set yourself up for something that is a lot worse than the situation you may be in before you do it. And she ended up purchasing a house. And what they ended up doing was an adjustable rate mortgage or an ARM. And she was like, they increased my mortgage because I'm black. And I'm like, that doesn't make any sense. And if you're a homeowner or you've been a homeowner, you'll know, like, no, they don't do that. Like, what type of mortgage do you have? What's your rates? Like, these things matter. Did you refinance or what did you do? And so me, as someone who was a homeowner, I have a fixed rate mortgage, which if you're getting a mortgage, you should get a fixed rate mortgage, especially if the mortgage rates are low. Because if you get an adjustable rate mortgage or an ARM, they're going to increase it over time. That's the whole point of it. That's how they get their money. They are expecting you to be financially illiterate and not understand what to do. Even when I was doing my fixed rate mortgage, I read all the paperwork. I saw the interest if I was just paying the regular monthly payments. At that time, my mortgage was $800 a month, which was very easily affordable for me to do. So what I was doing was paying $2,000 a month. I was like, okay, if I do bi-weekly, which is every 2 weeks, $800, it'll be knocking out this much of the principal. I was like, well, let me throw another $400 on it. It'll be all principal and knock it off even more. Now, thankfully, at that time, I was in the financial place to be able to do that. But most people are not. And so, like, when she was explaining everything, how her escrow, the property taxes, all of these things went up. So they had to adjust the rate of her mortgage. And I was just like, why did you do that? Why did you do that? And even when at one point she had more money in her escrow, instead of putting it on her principal, they ended up spending that money that the mortgage, the escrow company had gave them. And that is a no-no. And it really made me understand. It was like, oh, you don't understand budgeting. You don't understand finances. You're not progressing and growing with financial literacy. Because I'm making popcorn, by the way. It's really cold out. So it's one of those days I'm going to be watching movies and just eat some popcorn. Something I like doing. I tell you, I love staying at home. This is who I am. And so it just showed me, it was like, oh, you're not learning the system that you're trying to get into. And this is one of the things that I think is very wrong when a lot of people are telling people, oh, get a house, get a house. You need to understand how to get a house. You need to understand how to afford it. You need to understand what type of mortgage to get. You also need to understand how to maintain a house. People don't talk about these things. Like, I constantly was upgrading things on my house before I sold it. I had a jacuzzi put in. I had a sauna put in. I even opened the fence up to where you could back up a semi trailer in there. Like all of these things were important because I was looking at what is the future value? What are things that's going to be adding value? I ended up putting stainless steel backdrops in the kitchen, upgraded the actual kitchen appliances, the stoves, the stovetop, the ovens. Like all of those things matter. I upgraded the plumbing. I had the bathroom redone. I had a his and her bathroom with a his and her vanity station, everything. And people were always like, dude, you're always fixing on this house. You just bought it. And I'm like, this is what it means to be a property owner, to be a homeowner. Like you have to constantly be upgrading your property because the moment you let things just go to waste or go bad, it's going to be like a ball going down a big boulder rolling down a hill, and it can get uncontrollable. I've seen it through people personally, whether it was family or friends, where they're like, "Oh, I'm not going to worry about this," and then three, four, five other things start messing up. And all of this is part of budgeting because you have to budget to be able to do these things. And so, like, even with me now living overseas, I budget my life. Now, the thing about budgeting, what people don't tell you is you can project your budget. It doesn't mean you have to go to it by the T. But what I can tell you, if you don't ever budget, you will never understand where money is slipping through your fingertips. It's those little things that we spend things on that you just never know. And even though now with a lot of the online apps for banking and stuff, they may give you snapshots of your spending. Like if you're just pulling money out of the ATM and it's just saying cash, where is that cash going? What are you doing? And this is why I really love Dave Ramsey's envelope system. I don't agree with everything Dave Ramsey preaches anymore. I do believe people need to learn how to use debt and credit effectively, especially if you have big dreams on growing wealth, because it's just a lot easier and simpler using that system. And it's designed for that. If you understand how to use it correctly, it's not designed for consumerism, which is what most of us use it for. And I'm guilty of it. I'm still paying off a little bit of my credit card now because I used it for consumerism. But even now, once I finish paying off my credit card, it's going to be just for business travel. Then eventually I'll be able to write it off, whether it's writing it off through Zambian taxes or write it off through American taxes. But those are all part of because I budget. And so, like, really think about this. How much money would you be making in the next 5 years? Just based off your income. How much money are you bringing in the next 10 years based off your income? And that's what I was just looking at today. I was like, did my projected budget for an entire year. And I was like, wait, this how much money I bring in a year? And then I'm like, okay, let me multiply that by 5. Let's see, times that by 5 years if nothing ever changes. And I'm like, hold up, it's this much? And I was like, let me multiply it by 10. I'm like, oh, there's no excuse for me not to be wealthy. There's no excuse. I have the potential to do everything that I need to do within a 10-year window. And once you get that freedom, like of understanding, like in 10 years, I can do probably whatever, everything I want to do to build wealth. It's freeing. Like it is very freeing. And you start seeing like, okay, I don't want to go waste money on going out to eat. Let me cook at home. Let me do some meals. Like yesterday, I made some pizza, a homemade vegan pizza with soya chunks. And like I tell people here, hey, y'all be sleeping on soya chunks, man. Y'all don't know what y'all missing. And people laugh at me because for here it's a staple of maybe prison food or when you're in college in the dormitories and that's just all you can afford to eat. But like I keep telling people, I'm like, I'm gonna create the first $1 million soya chunk restaurant here. That's my goal probably within the next 3 years is to open up my first soya chunk restaurant. I think I'm gonna have it as an affordable fast food restaurant. Do a play on like Panda Express. Is it Panda Express? I think one of those little fast food Chinese restaurants in the US. Um, but like I wouldn't have been able to visualize better that I'm able to do that if I didn't sit down and do my budget. Like you have to do a budget. And if you watched the video that I put out where I was going through visioneering with you, this is part of visioneering. It's using your higher faculties. Like you have to start using your higher faculties and doing things in an ordered way. So many of us believe like the first thing that we need to do is if I just get enough money, then I can change all my problems. It's not. The more money you get is going to just magnify the problems you already have. So if you truly want to start changing your problems, changing your situation, you have to start visualizing, but create visioneering your life. You have to visioneer your life. You have to start doing these little small things that are tedious, the things that don't feel great. And some of those things start with just as simple as creating a budget. And here's the thing that you can do. You can just go online and type in free Excel budget and you'll get a free budgeting sheet that come up. You don't have to even do all the calculations anymore. Like, don't let fear of facing who you really are and facing your shortcomings deny you of the growth of the person that you have inside of you. A lot of people have wasted potential because they're afraid to face the fear of saying, okay, this is where I'm messing up in life. That was one of the areas in finances. I used to always be like, oh, I'm a man, I got to figure it out. I'm a man, I got to figure it out. And then when I finally realized, I'm like, dude, I don't know what the hell I'm doing. My family didn't have time to teach me finances. They were too busy working, trying to survive. And I'm thankful for them for that. But it's like, I realized, okay, if I want to progress to the next level and not keep that generational curse going, I have to admit my shortcomings. And one of my biggest shortcomings was finances. I was a very emotional spender, especially when I was having bad days or having anxiety or just depressed. I would just go spend, spend, spend. That's why now you see me, I'm at home. I spend time at home. If I'm not feeling well, if even if I want to go purchase something, like I've been wanting to purchase a PS5, but guess what? I'm not doing it yet. I told myself I cannot purchase a PS5 until I have at least one company or idea that is starting to bring me in quatch every month here. I can't go justify spending 500 or 600 US dollars and I have zero money coming in from an outside source. That is the whole thing that I preach about, multiple streams of income. And I don't count the streams of income that I built before I moved to Africa. And so come July, I'm going to actually have a stream of income starting to come in. And when that stream of income come in, it's going to its own separate bank account. I'm never touching it. And then each and every year, I'm going to utilize that money, invest it into making that stream multiplied times 10. And then once I do that, I can buy me a PS5 because it'll be bringing in so much money from that business that the money that I'm investing on the PS5 is not going to be as much compared to what's going to be coming in every year. And so I'm just sharing that with you because I'm showing you like, yo, Jason is not, like I wasn't blessed with a lot of wealth. I wasn't blessed with the trust fund. I wasn't blessed with the family that knew all of this. I had to go search and learn this stuff. That's why I'm actually on my way to South Africa to elevate to the next level, to see Robert Kiyosaki. Even right now, I'm debating if I want to just get a general ticket or purchase the platinum ticket. The general ticket, I believe, is like $30, and the platinum ticket is about $300. And both are going to give me the same amount of information, but I'm just trying to see who are the other people around to see if I need to go and pay for the proximity of people who are doing better than me so I can pick their brain and learn from them. Or just stay in the general and still pick people's brain. You still gonna be able to rub shoulders with them. So like that's what I'm doing now. Like I know on the outside it looks like, oh man, he got everything together, everything just moving smoothly. No, you have things are ups and downs. It's ups and downs. Like everything ebb and flow. That is how life is. Even like I was talking to my brother in Washington State, and I was like, we were talking, and I was like, man, I had to drop my email marketing business just because with the electricity, things like that here, after I was doing the budget, it just wasn't making any sense to keep it going right now. Because when I'm with the email marketing business, I'm paying in dollars. I invest dollars in that and I do get dollars in return, but like not having the consistency of having the servers running all of these different things, that's a lot of money that goes to waste, just to be frank with you. And so I was like, yo, man, I had to let it go for now, but maybe in the next couple of years, after I build my own thing, have stable off-grid electricity, I'll start it back. And he was like, yeah, I understand you. I understand what you're saying, bro. Don't feel bad about it. And then I told him, I was like, now that I'm moving into starting to develop real estate, I'm now moving into a whole era of problems that I have no knowledge about. Like I've never developed real estate before. I'm not ashamed to admit that. And so I was like, finding the right contractors, finding people that are trustworthy, making sure things are done correctly, sourcing the materials to where I'm not overpaying. Like all of these things come into play. Like a lot of times people think like, oh, if you have money, it doesn't matter, just pay. Those things matter. Like for me to be able to build affordable housing, I have to source things at its affordable cost. Like if I'm paying 5 to 10 times more than what the regular costs are, it's not going to make sense to be able to actually build affordable housing. So not only is it hurting me, it's going to be hurting the people that are potential renters. And a lot of times people don't see that because a lot of times people are running from a place of envy or jealousy of like, oh, they got this money. And they don't realize the sacrifice you made to get there. And they don't even realize the sacrifice you're making to do this potential investment. And so, like, really focus on your budget. Like, we're almost halfway through this year. I don't know if you realize the next month is May, then it's June, July. Like, this is crazy. 2025 is almost over. Like, once you 3 months in, like, you might as well say the whole year is almost gone. Like, look how fast this year is moving. And ask yourself and be honest about this. Have you done a budget for the year? Have you done a budget for the month? And if the answer is no, don't beat yourself up. Just do one now. Start now. Do it for next month. Go through your bank account and just write down everything that you actually purchased. Do a complete line item. If you swipe for gasoline, just do a complete line item. And then you combine the things that are similar. And then that'll give you a quick snapshot of your actual monthly budget. Uh, your housing, your electricity, gas bill, petrol bill, gas for your car, eating out, if you can remember that. If you have just a lot of ATM fees, put cash transactions and add up those cash transactions. And before I leave, I just want to say this, like, this is how powerful it is. Back in 2008 or 2009, when I first started doing this, doing the budgeting thing, as far as like writing it out like that, I saw I was spending well over 400 US dollars on gourmet cheese. When I saw how much money I was spending on cheese and eating out or take away from my people here, I was like, yo, this is stupid. I was like, I'm living in this nice, beautiful house and I'm spending all this money on this nonsense, especially takeaway. And at that time, CC and I, we was like, look, we finna start cooking. I was like, hey, if I need to start cooking more, I'll cook more. We can alternate days, but we not finna keep eating like this. And we changed. And we will have never understood where we needed to change first if we didn't do a budget. So that's how powerful it is. If you do budgets. Let people know in the comments. Like, let everyone know. Like, we have to start letting people understand, like, what is it that we're doing? What is the things that are helping us be successful? What are the things that are helping make our life a lot simpler? Because sharing information is the way of the future. It's time to end this gatekeeping. And just wanted to share that with you today. And just remember this, I'm Jason, and success is simple once you know how.